Welcome to the stoppage time edition of the Pitch to Pro podcast. This is a highlight reel of some of the best moments from the show so far, and every other week we will be bringing you a special 5 to 7 minute segment featuring the best stories, tales, and moments of the podcast. At the university, you mentioned, Carlos, that they have practice literally every Tuesday for Austin FC. You guys are almost doing a little bit of a practice run at the university and work that out with Colby Hale, which I think the coach of the Lady Razorbacks, which I think is just so cool and smart to kind of have a bit of a whole year trial run on the early side of things, maybe 2 years, but that's super cool. So I'm stealing your thunder, but what are you guys kind of talking about? What are you guys doing right now? Talk about that.
Actually, that's kind of something that Colin and I were talking about last Thursday. I wasn't able to be there. I had to work a junior high American football game down the street, but I called Colin after I got done, and we may not have a team name, club name, supporter group name or anything, but we figured that, maybe as this season kind of winds down, we'll try and sneak into one. I say sneak in, squeeze in another Razorback game, to try to do a trial run and everything that we don't per se let Colby know and just kind of show up and surprise and do. And we've got some chants that I've worded that I'm hoping to get to lead and everything.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that next year, we can get a few more of those matches to where we can, have a true full dry run in regards to, our own instruments, our own flags, potentially maybe some smokes.
Okay.
If we can get that approved by the university, if not, a small little march down the street with it.
Yep.
Some other stuff that we've talked about right now between just Colin and I is our vision for the supporter group. And for me, I've told Colin, I've got something to base mine off of what I want, right? Because I have Q2, I have, the supporter section in Austin, and what I want our supporter section to be. I want teams to come in to USL Arkansas's stadium in the future and be like, we don't want to play here. They are nuts. I want to have that fortress type, effect. I want to be, whether it be the 12th man, the 12th player, whatever, we want to be that influence that the team's able to pick up our energy and just deliver, and provide, for the fans more than what maybe some other clubs are doing for fans that deserve better right now.
Yeah.
Slide Austin.
No, that's great. I mean, Colin, what else are you guys kind of talking about,
So, we're coming up with a lot of chant ideas.
Okay.
And I think, one of the special things about this area is how diverse it is.
Yeah.
There's people from literally all over the world, different backgrounds, different cities that they've come from. And so, we want that to be reflected in our group. So, have chants that are in not only English, but Spanish.
Amazing.
Take inspiration from South American chants, European, Central American, the chants that we have in North America that are original besides, go Sounders or go Austin FC or whatever.
Right.
So, the chants are popping off we have a Discord server.
Okay.
And so that's where we're kind of talking with that. And then, we're just kind of looking ahead, talking about, what do we want the stadium to be called? Not like the corporate version of the name, but in Austin, they had McCalla. And so that's what they call the fans still call the stadium, even though it's called Q2.
Right.
So talking about that, what we'd want our name to be, which we've kind of decided we might want to push that off until y'all have a name.
Okay.
So we're just kind of having a bunch of ideas going around and just good discussion, really. So.
Okay. That's awesome. You mentioned some chants. What are some of your favorite chants? It doesn't have to be ones that you've discussed. You don't have to give anything away, but just some of your favorite ones, whether it be Austin FC. I know the American Outlaws have some great chants. I mean, I believe that we will win. I know it's kind of overplayed now, but back in like the 2010, 2014 World Cup, when that really kind of started, I think it was Brazil. When that really started to pop off, that was just something that went nuts. Like I was in Minneapolis at the time and actually led a bar of almost 2,000 people with like outside, crowded around the bar. And that was super cool. That's my capo moment.
if I'm ever got to be stepping away, I may call you to come step in the stand for me.
I put my bullhorn down. So,
favorite chant. That's a hard one.
I'll just put you on the spot.
Austin FC wise, I would have to say my favorite one is one that we call Club Cuervo.
Okay.
Just because it's one of those that we go nuts. We've got a few in the works right now that haven't surfaced yet that may overtake that. I'd have to say, other than that, there's one that San Lorenzo does that's just a banger every time I hear it.
Okay.
I don't know. Other than that, I'd have to dig into.
Do you want to give me a little flavor?
Ooh. I don't know if I could do that. Not on the spot.
A little flavor? No? Okay. I think, one of my only other like really fun, it wasn't fun. Let me take that back. Something that really proved how powerful that connection is, I think, for me, between supporters and for the world, honestly, was when, and this can be its own podcast episode, and we won't get into it, but Google the UEFA Super League.
Yeah.
And what some of the top European club teams tried to do a couple years ago.
And I want to say all our clubs are guilty of being in that.
All three at this table: Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, some of the most storied clubs in the world and largest brands in the world in all of sports, not just soccer. We're trying to break away and do something, different, money generator, all those things. And the fans erupted all over the world and led these marches. And within 72 hours, it was dead. Because clubs were like, oh my Lord, we are going to lose half of our fan base, if not more. And we will never hear the end of this. Holy cow. And a lot of it is like, okay, how can you be that out of touch if you don't understand your fan base? So we will try not to be that out of touch, and we will hope that you guys hold us accountable for that, right? But within 72 hours, they had spent years, that they did, planning this thing. Behind the scenes. Yeah. Guaranteed, 72 hours like that, gone. Thank you for joining us for this stoppage time special of the Pitch to Pro podcast. If you've enjoyed the conversation, you can click watch the full episode here. Be sure to tune in next Thursday for a new episode of the Pitch to Pro podcast,
the official podcast of Ozark United FC.
Available on YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere you get your podcasts.